Hi, in this quick video I'm going to show you how we can use Chisel and proxy chains to establish a reverse tunnel and tunnel all over traffic to a victim to this internal network. So here on this diagram we got a DC that's on the internal network 192.168.21.0/24, and we got a victim machine that has two interfaces, if0 and if1. For example, somebody plugged in a cell modem and got two interfaces because they didn't want to go through the firewall. And we're gonna call a VM that's able to connect to if1, and we're gonna establish a tunnel between these two systems to reach DC and make sure it works. So let's get a hands-on demo. So here, as you can see, I got my DC with IP 192.168.21.129, and our victim machine, it has two interfaces. One the internal network, and this is considered external network, and our call VM. So first thing first, let me show that we aren't able to reach the DC, so I'm gonna try to ping. I have firewalls down, so I'll try to ping 192.168.21.129. As you can see, we get network is unreachable, which is expected. So here I'm gonna use psexec to connect our victim on one of the interfaces that we can reach. I already transferred Chisel, so if you go to Chisel GitHub repo, I'll link it in the description. You'll get two binaries, one for Linux and one for Windows. Make sure those versions match, otherwise it's not gonna work. You need to use the same version on Linux and on Windows to establish it out. So here if we go see users, and I put the desktop. Here we have the Chisel binary. So first, on our attacker machine, we have to set up a reverse tunnel, reverse server. So go Chisel server -reverse for reverse, and we need to specify port. I'll just use 8000 in this example. So let's start. Now we're listening on all interface and port 8000, so whatever connects to it, we'll establish a tunnel with it. There are more switches with Chisel and you can play around with it. But for our scenario, it's just gonna work. So Chisel exe. This is our victim again. I'll just show you to have two interfaces here, 21.30, 75.129. So it's on Chisel, exe, specify client here, specify our attacker IP 168.75. I believe it's 159, 156. Specify the port 8000, the same one as we have here, and we have to specify R for reverse and SOX. Use SOX proxy. Here we go. It says connected. Right now we're connected, so let's test it out. Type in again, but still doesn't work. That's because you need to use proxy chains to actually tunnel all of our traffic. That's another tool. But before we do that, we need to modify the proxy chains configuration file. So let's go here, sudo vim etc proxychains.conf. So you open it using your favorite text editor, doesn't really matter. And you go to the bottom here, you'll have only SOX4 entry. You'll have to comment it out, otherwise it's not gonna work because Chisel is using SOX5. So I'll just show you how we can quickly add an entry here. File, tab, and do localhost 1080, which is the default interface for Chisel, but we can change it if we want to. And now ready to quit. Alright, now we can use this command called proxy chains. I'll just use netexec to show you. Let's try to scan the full subnet first so you can see what it looks like. 0.9, and we got some credentials here. And you can see that it's gonna be messy here. You can see the traffic is going through, got some hits, but pretty annoying, but you can also use nmap to filter out just to get the live host. So here we can see that 129 is live, so we'll just run a scan against that. But it's going pretty fast because it just networks are pretty close. It's timing out sometimes. So I'll make sure my VMs don't die here. So yeah, let's just do 129, which is DC, to show you. We can reach it and we can list shares. So if I do 129, and let's do dash shares. And here you can see we can reach the shares on the domain controller, even though originally we didn't have any access to the network. So right now we're just tunneling our traffic through this machine. I also have Wireshark here, so maybe we could take a look. Basically, I'll just show you on the diagram what we did. Create a tunnel from our attacker VM. On localhost 90. And now we just send all the traffic to our tunnel. Goes to the victim because victim has two interfaces. It's gonna tunnel through. Sarah hates me. Let's try a different one. Yeah, it's a ugly one, but why is it doing that? But you get the point. Here, just we tunnel all our traffic to the DC. Let's go to Wireshark. Our interface on the internal subnet is if0, so let's start capturing stuff. So we'll filter out our UDP packets to make sure this don't get in the way. So let's see what it looks like. Let's filter, not selected. And let's try it around NXE again. Shares, vector pressure. And here we can see it's coming from our system. You can see that all SMB traffic is shown up from our victim machine, which has IP of 130. And it's going to our domain controller. So if somebody was looking, that would look like a legitimate traffic. Just client is using SMB to connect to the DC to access something, which isn't anything abnormal. But yeah, you can see we can also list users this way and all other things. I hope this was useful and that it made sense. We just connect to this victim machine, establish a tunnel using Chisel. It's going to be a reverse tunnel. And then we proxy all our traffic using Proxychains. Push it down this tunnel and it reaches the DC. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.